But yeah, one thing I noticed that I mentioned to you on our earlier reading is that yeah, speaking of vice and virtue, the uh the father, when he is lost in the woods and he comes to the empty castle, echoing what later will be the experience of his daughter there, it being an empty castle, and he eats the food. I mean, that is, he's given hospitality, right? Which is not something that is extra that people generally in earlier times and including in Greek times, they had a word called xenia, which meant hospitality. And actually, Zeus was the protector of strangers in that world, which, was a much more precarious world where you you really want to have the kindness of strangers to help you out when you're traveling, especially if the weather's inclement, uh, guaranteed. But yeah, so he eats a nice meal and then he sleeps in the bed and he wakes up late. But then, of course, when he oversteps his bounds and tries to take a rose, that's when Beast jumps onto him, pounces on him, and accuses him of ingratitude. But it's interesting that the instigating motive for that is um, beauty. Uh, you know, and it's interesting. And when I say beauty, I don't just mean the will of his daughter named Beauty, but also the beautiful rose,
Hmm.
right? So he has, you know, he needs safety, he needs shelter, he needs to become warm, he needs food and sleep, and he gets all of those basic needs met. And then what does a human do when they don't have when they have their basic needs met is they want the transcendent value, the transcendent goods or values like truth, beauty, goodness. And we go further of those with those in the story where first he seeks out, and it's interesting that beauty is first, right? Just as in this story too, with the title Beauty and the Beast, beauty and ugliness, you know.
Hmm.
There's an
Yeah.
interesting idea that beauty is like the first of the transcendent values. Anyway, please.
It also had me thinking like maybe the beast is so fierce and protective about it because it's something he's lacking or missing for
Right.
himself,
Yeah.
like at least on the outside. And maybe so yeah, he's kind of so yeah, I think that's his kind of only way to kind of hold on to it or something in a way
Yeah.
because he can't quite have it uh
Yeah. And the
for
story
himself yet.
does this he does say in the story that this is the thing that is most precious to me.
Mhm.
And you might wonder if he learned to appreciate it when he didn't have it. One might imagine him being like a vain, arrogant prince before. That was, I think, in the '90s Disney version. It's something like that, like,
Mhm.
or maybe he's just unkind or something. But vanity and arrogance go together with unkindness anyway. But yeah, it's maybe that's maybe his character arc of
Mhm.
getting virtue is
Mhm.
finally learning to appreciate beauty and beauty outside of himself,
Mhm.
beauty in nature, beauty in order, and not beauty mixed with vanity and dominance of others or
Mhm.
something.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think it was like more than about just his lack of physical beauty for himself, um, but yeah, he's like also like he doesn't have beauty in his life right now. So he's like in the castle, kind of bitter and coming after the fodder. So he's so yeah, it's just there's things missing in his life, um,
Yeah, yeah,
but
that's
because
right.
of his circumstances.
Yeah. Yeah, basically everything's missing in his life except
Mm-hmm.
again the basic needs. I mean, he has shelter in abundance. Um, he has luxury in abundance, and he even
Mm-hmm.
has beauty in abundance, but it's like a cold beauty, I guess I could say, because it's
Mm-hmm.
not together with like relationships, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He can't, it's not with the other transcendent goods. He can't have much truth or goodness, since he doesn't have relations. I mean, he is a prince, so one should have deep relations with one's people, right? As a good ruler, as an exemplar for them, but especially governing well, you know. But yeah, he's essentially alone. And so it makes you see the beauty, excuse me, the ugliness that he has as a symptom of his isolation. And it's interesting that the other characters, I keep thinking back to the elder sisters who become statues at the end. There's something about their becoming inanimate, immobile.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they seem to lack spirit in the end because they're statues. They're confined to just stillness, you know. But anyway, yeah, I can't quite make the connection maybe or the a parallel between the ugliness of the prince and the statue like stillness of the ugly sisters at the end of the story.
Mm-hmm. But like I think maybe the ugliness of the prince is like something that was still changeable because he's still in talking with Beauty and getting to spend time with her, he was able to change, I guess. But the sisters becoming statues, it's kind of like you're saying, it's like they're incapable of change, so they're literally like freezing into rocks. Like they still have the opportunity, but the the fairy godmother like figure says that she doubts it. But
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It seems, yeah, maybe the ugliness of the prince was a sign of his vanity and his ingratitude, and the sisters, being statues are a sign of their not being able to change something. Anyway, the punishment has to fit the crime in some way,
Mhm.
right? Please like and subscribe for more of our open minded content and comment below on your thoughts or questions about the story. Let us know if you'd like us to cover another stimulating story, and thank you for participating.